Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Old Knight from the show. I just wanted to drop something real quick because I kind of had this moment where I could have been one of those people that would have been quick to judge almost too easily. And that caused me to think. A situation happened where I was called in to help somebody out. The person just so happened to be an elderly white female. And obviously, me being a middle-aged black man, that sort of thing happened, yeah. But this is actually not about that interaction. It was about an interaction over a group that she was interacting with earlier that was based off in the Philippines. And there was some sort of angst on how trustworthy that group was. Now, for the record, one, nobody's at fault here. Two, this isn't about somebody be going on blast or anything like that. And everybody was trustworthy. Everybody is trustworthy in this part, in this entire situation. Nobody is guilty of anything, and nobody did anything wrong here, which is one of those strange situations. So, back to the story. She needed help. Somehow, she was routed over to the Philippines for remote assistance. And there was some level of discomfort to the point that she was worried about, not about the service that she was receiving, but about the security. And so she decided to disconnect, and there was a level of mistrust and worry and fear, genuine fear about it. And there was a comment that I'm not going to repeat that was said that on the surface could have sounded racist. And I took a step back for a minute and said, what's going on here? But then I'm like, no, let's dive deeper into this. So, a little bit of, professional risk to myself, I decided to ask a question going into it. And come to find out through her being kind enough to explain to me that there was a concern about security and making sure that everything that she has is secure on her computer. Now, mind you, this is not just I'm just going to distrust this particular group because that's what that particular group does kind of mentality that she was expressing. It was, there's something genuinely, that I need to make sure is secure here. And I was not aware that we had partners over around the world that would be able to do this. And so just to be on the safe side, let me end this right now and then wait until somebody familiar comes to aid me. And when it's explained like that, the initial comment that was made, both in context and out of context, that initially seemed to be racist is not racist. It's very hard to explain that other than it's not. It just simply wasn't. In no way, shape, or form was the intent of that statement racist in any way other than what it initially sounded like. And yes, it sounds confusing. How can something sound racist, but really it's not? That's one of those nuances that we have to deal with language, especially the English language. We want to say something quickly and in the heat of a moment where she's genuinely worried about the security of her data. And I can say that. I can see it. I can understand it. She helped me understand her position better. So it wasn't that it was just a group of people over in the Philippines. They're all nasty, evil people that want to hack your data and steal everything and rob you of money and all that. No, it's not like that. Not like that at all. It's just genuinely, I'm just concerned for my security on this. And I wasn't aware that these are people I could contact for help. So I just wanted to try and get help from somebody that I was familiar with. If she was familiar knowing that, yeah, you can get a group of people that are based off in the Philippines, and they'll help you out, she probably would have been fine with it. Now she knows. And now she understands. And now I have to sit back and look at myself and say, okay, does every single statement that people say really have some sort of malicious intent behind it? Or is it that because they were so conditioned to be afraid of everything and anything that looks foreign, that the first thing that comes out of saying I should be afraid of this seems racist to those of us who've been affected by racism? You know, when you hear on the news, the people or whatever news outlets that people need to have a dialogue about race relations and racism and whatnot. Initially, I kept thinking, okay, yeah, really? How many people are actually going to sit down and spend hours upon hours on end, realistically, as a nation, as a world culture, talking to each other and say, look, man, I don't hate you. I don't do this or that, but I just don't understand where you're coming from with this, or why are you so afraid about X, Y, or Z? But it really didn't take that long in this situation here to understand where she was coming from. And I kind of fault myself for initially thinking that. But then again, in her example of being afraid of something, here I was being afraid of another stereotype landing on somebody else. And that could easily land on me as well. And I'm like, no, we're good. Everybody's good all around. So it's just a short little rant on it. Just wanted to get that out. I don't know if it'll help somebody out there, maybe understand the nuance behind this. Maybe it'll start a dialogue and people actually spend a few minutes with each other trying to understand each other a little bit better. Maybe. Not every situation is racist. Yeah, there's some people out there who really want to be a supremacist, whether white, black, Asian, whatever. Doesn't matter. There is racism out there against people for whatever stupid reason. And for all those people out there who say blacks can't be racist, you're ignorant. Don't lie to yourself. No. Any group of people can shut any other group of people out if they have the power and the control to do so. And if you're doing it based off of the heritage, culture, and ethnicity of a person, yeah, guess what? It doesn't matter. You're racist. But hopefully this will be one bigger step towards ending that. You know, we do actually need to have a nice talk with each other and try to understand each other better across the board, and not be afraid to question. Do so nicely, do so in a very cordial way, but be direct about it as well. You know, that's it. Hope you guys have fun. Talk to you later.